Kia ora and welcome to Beer Club. I'm Joe.
I'm Luke.
And this is The Doctor by Sawmill, which is a very delicious and well-known Doppelbock.
Lovely, strong dark lager.
Yeah. And it's one of the sort of original beers that Sawmill do. They still do it, so that Sawmill do.
Yeah.
Since they've been going 20 odd years, I think this has been in their rotation. So cool to see it in small cans, modern sort of package.
Yeah. I remember when I moved to New Zealand 16 years or so ago and trying to seek out good beers and interesting beers, and it was kind of slim pickings at the time. Of course, it was things like Yeasty Boys, Gonna Matter, Pot Kettle Black.
Yeah.
And there was, Epic Pale Ale, and I remember drinking the Doctor in those tall 500ml bottles and with the sawtooth label.
Yeah.
And like a absolutely fantastic beer. It was then and it is now.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's got that real nice sort of marshmallowy sweetness and lovely soft body with all those complex kind of malt notes. And Doppelbock meaning double bock. Correct?
Yeah.
And bock meaning?
Yeah, so, bock sort of means ghost. That's why a bock is a traditional German strong dark lager from around about Munich and the Bavaria area, and monks would have brewed a lot of bock. And then Doppelbock came around relatively recently, I suppose. It was in the 1600s. So it was the monks at Paulaner devised a beer called Salvator, so Salvation, and it was. I've always so cheesy saying this. It's a bit like the bullshit around like IPA was made for long sea voyages, but like actually, so Salvator was designed to sustain the monks when they were fasting during Lent. So there's a lot of sustenance in a rich, complex beer like this. People talk about things like liquid bread.
Yeah, is it a meal in a glass?
Oh my god, kill me now. But yeah, the calorific profile of a beer like this, there definitely is stuff to keep you going. And also boozier, so Doppelbocks are 7% and above in the BJCP guidelines. This tips a bit under that at 6.5, possibly sensible to make it a little bit more drinkable. But yeah, maybe that was part of just the numbing your pain, so the sort of Lent suffering that you were going through, and the hunger pangs, lashings and lashings of strong dark lager would really help with that. And are we in Lent now? Because we just had Easter recently.
I don't know. Doesn't Lent happen before Easter?
I don't know. I thought you might have done like a really clever thing, just like curating the beers like this. So next time, if you are fasting for Lent, maybe you could try sustaining yourself for 40 days and nights drinking Doppelbock. And so in the same way that Bock comes from like ein Beck or a glass, and it sounds just like the word ghost in German, so all Bocks have a picture of a goat on their label. Not all of them, but like most do. Like when we at Small Gods brewed a Bock, it had a goat on the label. And Doppelbocks often have the suffix "ator" at the end, which is a really cool nod to those monks centuries ago that designed and created Salvator. So do look out for Doppelbocks. It's not as common with craft breweries because it's kind of hard to get a funny pun with "ator" at the end, and people aren't really getting that deep dig.
I was just trying to think of one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll keep working on it.
The Doctor's like kind of close.
Yeah, and I don't know why they called it the Doctor.
20 years ago, what were beers being named?
But yeah, excellent name. And that is the thing that 20 years ago, you talk to a lot of people about certain beers getting a real reputation for being really boozy and high ABV, and it wasn't that long ago that most people here in New Zealand were drinking Lion Red and Waikato and all those beers that are 4%. So a beer that's 6.5% is pretty radical, it's like half again as strong, more than. So definitely would have got a cult following in those early days just by the pure ABV. It was very unusual to see beers of this sort of ABV. You know, even 10 years ago, really. These days, obviously, it's nothing.
No.
You know, too many IPAs, less than 6.5%. But yeah, the beer, it's rich. It's got that. I just love the sort of caramel, the toasty notes. I just love these malt forward styles that aren't necessarily stouts. And there's a world of these styles, isn't there?
Yeah. Sort of fermented clean, so a bit lighter, less sort of roasty than something like a what's that beer style we did, Lyra? Something porter.
Oh, that was a Baltic porter.
Yeah. So slightly lighter and definitely more rounded in its malt character than something like a Baltic porter that leans roasty, but yeah, just delicious. And dark lager is something we are big fans of. 2 or 3 years ago, we had the one from Shining Peak, Octopus Clamp.
Yeah, lovely.
In the box, and yeah, that was much lower ABV, but this is a bit more sort of rounded, full on. I just get so much caramel, sort of marshmallowy, bready, sweet, and complex aroma of that.
Yeah, and we keep talking about lager. Of course, most of you watching will know all about the difference between lagers and ales. But some people are pretty surprised to drink a beer like this, or a Baltic porter, or a Rauch beer, and realise that it is a lager. Broadly, there are 2 categories of beer. It's either an ale or a lager. And an ale is made with top fermenting yeast, and a lager is made with bottom fermenting yeast, and it is stored or lagered. Lager means to store in German. So these lagers are lighter bodied, easier drinking, drier, and the extended conditioning time, or the lagering time, really means that you get that clarity of flavour, a certain, I hesitate to say crispness with this beer, but definitely a smoothness is another nonsense word.
It's a slightly shorter finish as well.
It's not cloying.
Yeah. Where if you're drinking a stout that's as sort of rich and complex as this, the finish is very drawn out. It lingers. You get a little sort of long-lasting sweetness and kind of savoury sort of malt flavour on your palate. Whereas this finishes off a bit quicker.
Yeah. And Sawmill, a brewery that's been around for 20-ish years, and started off life as part of the Lee Sawmill Cafe, which is a really famous music venue. It's been going for many years, and it's got bunkhouses there. I think you can stay there, can't you? And a few years later, that was sold to the current owners, who are Mike and Kirsty. And a few years after that, they relocated over to Matakana. Hence, a small amount of confusion for tourists and visitors that are heading up north of Auckland and either wanting to visit Lee Cafe to go to a gig, or visit Lee Smoker Room to go to the brewery. So I think there might have been some arguments around the names, because it's confusing when you don't know, but when you know, you know. And it's a pretty impressive location, isn't it, the Smoker Room? Yeah,
it's a huge sort of restaurant space, set sort of rurally. You walk in and see the big brewery and take your table, and it's all very sort of high-end food.
Also outdoor seating, nice garden area, kids running around.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been up there once and enjoyed it. It's good food, delicious beer, obviously, and lovely setting.
Yeah, and they've got in here the certified B Corporation. Do you know much about that stuff?
It's a certification you have to get. Don't have to get. You have to prove your environmentally friendliness over a period of time and show that you're doing so many things, and pretty hard to get from what I understand. So I know they have the big silo there for their grains. That's to reduce the amount of plastic waste. Because malt comes in 25 kilo sacks. So a brewery the scale of Sawmill would be going through hundreds of them a day.
Just the tanker turns up and just fills up this big hopper, basically, this big silo.
So for your sort of most commonly used malts, doing it that way is a lot of reduced plastic waste. Sort of steps like that, I presume they're solar powered and those kind of things. So pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's cool every couple of years. I feel like you read a good article about Sawmill and just some new eco-friendly steps that they're doing, whether it's sort of recovering gases or whether it's renewable energy. Or, so definitely, a lot of inspirational stuff, which is hard to do and it's expensive to do. So cool to see that they are ploughing profits into that sort of sustainability.
Yeah.
Which of course is also makes your business run cheaper. That's a great thing. If you're running on the power of the sun.
It would be amazing if all the carbon dioxide produced by beer could go into the, carbonation of the kegs, but also the taps that it pours out of. They all require CO2.
Yeah.
So beer produces way more CO2 than beer needs.
Yeah.
So it would be amazing if that technology that is out there is sort of able to be made mainstream and more affordable, so everyone can get a piece.
Yeah, definitely. All right, love this beer style. This is an excellent example of it. So really great work, Sawmill, and they just do great beer, eh?
Nail everything.
Yeah, cool range is beautiful. When you're in a cafe or somewhere and you see the Pilsner on top, you're having a good time.
That's most people's sort of safety beer, isn't it? Sawmill Pils.
Yeah.
I think they've still got the bottles in like 4 restaurants because a lot of people still prefer bottles.
Yeah.
You got things like the low carb lager that's pretty popular in certain bars, and I'm forgetting one other thing. Oh, their beer is a lot of people's favorite non-alc. So really covering a lot of bases.
Did you ever do fresh hop season? Theirs is often one of the better rated fresh hop beers as well. And they embrace European styles. So beers like the Hefeweizen, which not many people brew these days. Cool to see them really looking at tradition, looking at history, as well as looking to the future. It's just been
Sawmill loving.
Endless cliches this episode. So great work. Cheers for joining us, all of you wonderful people drinking along online. Hope you're enjoying this beer half as much as I am. And another little bit of news is in a couple of weeks we've got another little festival coming up at the Small Gods Tap Room. Huge festival. Joe's piecing it together. It is Joe Fest. So Joe's leaving the country. He's heard that there's some good beer to be found in other places. You're going to go see if that's true, hey?
Yeah, moving over to Australia for a little while. Wanted to throw one last NanoFest, so I've been hitting up my favourite small breweries. Getting knocked back already. 2 of them are like, hey man, I've been overseas, I don't have anything in tank, next beer's coming out in a month. As is always the case with NanoFest, but that's great because it means I get to talk to more people and see what's out there. So come along, 24th, we're going to have pizzas, we're going to have mean beers, it's going to be the best beer lineup.
Yeah. The second best. Come and drink Joe's second choice beers.
No, only,
choice of said no.
Only 2 of them. and you'll never know who.
Yeah. You haven't chatted to Small Gods yet, so let's see what if they get an invite, what they're going to be pouring.
Yeah. I'll take bribes.
Okay.
But pizza, maybe a DJ, we'll see.
Yeah.
But pizza people,
come along.
Food, good beer, should be a great one.
Come along to Joe Fest. Cheers, everybody. See you next time.
Cheers. Oh, we didn't say the date. It's the 24th. Saturday, 24th.
You did say the date.
Oh, we did?